Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast, your shortcut to various opinions on all things pop culture. This is the episode for the week of February the 27th, 2021. I am your host for this week, David Parker, and joining me today is...
Landon Browning.
Wil Dobratz.
That didn't... Mick, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Mick went silent.
And Mick.
There we go.
Yeah. Here.
Yay! Starting off with a bang.
Yeah, this is gonna the whimper's coming soon. So Landon, you are now 1 week into your post-op. How them peepers, man?
I can't see anymore.
No.
No, they're.
How often do you run into the walls in your apartment?
Well, I don't really run anymore. I just kind of crawl along the ground.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
But he's still somehow concussing himself as he does that.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I went in for my 1 week follow-up a couple days ago, and my right eye has 2015 vision, which is a little better than 2020. My left eye has 2020 currently, so it's all good.
Are the blood clots gone?
They're not clots. It's the blood vessels burst. No, they're still there. They're slowly going down. So I would say
if you had blood clots in your eyes, that would be like the worst thing.
Yeah, that'd be horrific. It's basically, they described it like why it takes forever. It's like a bruise, like in your eyeball. Basically, is what happened when they burst a blood vessel. So they've gone down significantly. I would assume it'll probably be a couple more weeks till they're fully gone. So, but that's not a big deal. I don't look like a freak or anything with like bloodshot left eye.
So, I mean, most of the week after you were off work, right? You were just kind of not doing much. Have you gone back to work yet then, or no?
No, I'm going back Monday.
Oh, okay. So how has like this week of experiencing like perfect vision? How has that been? Has it been kind of cool? Are you like, man, I'm so glad I did this?
I just want my glasses back.
You keep instinctively reaching up to push your glasses, but they're not there.
So I've had a few weird moments like that where like I go to like take a shirt off and like I pause for a second. I'm like, oh, I don't have to take my glasses off to do this, or like having to like readjust my glasses, like taking a headset on and off, which has been nice. I'm just gonna disregard what Mick said. And then I went outside and it was raining. I typically like bring a tissue or something to like wipe my glasses off. Mm-hmm. And I went outside, I didn't have one. I was like, oh, shoot. And I was like, oh, I don't need this anymore.
Oh, yeah. I can see.
I can see. So it's been pretty cool. I was talking to Mick before we started recording that it's basically the quality of my vision it still feels a little fuzzy sometimes. Like it kind of fluctuates. But right now it feels maybe just a hair below what it was with my glasses. And they said it should continue to improve for the next month or so. I think it's like a 3-month appointment. They kind of determine whether it was a full success. So, but even I would take a hair below where I was at with glasses to not have to wear them. So even if this was the permanent staying point, I'd say it was a success. So
when are you going to get then a nice pair of sunglasses that you don't have?
I don't know. I went to Target and bought two $20 pairs of sunglasses. And one of them I already scratched like the first time I like cleaned them. So, but I probably won't. I don't know. A nice pair of sunglasses would be cool, but baby steps.
Then you'd be cool.
Babies. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Landon's like,
first time.
Finally, ever. I'll be cool. They'll see me as the cool person I feel like I am on the inside.
You can take off your sunglasses and not have to worry about like not seeing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just excited to be able to like, just like everything at work's gonna be cool. Without having to wear glasses and getting oil on them or getting different crap on them, dust and stuff. The world is full of possibilities now.
Well, I mean, I know that you don't like doing stuff in the water very much, but if I didn't have glasses, any type of water sports or water activities would be a lot more fun. That I just can't easily do with glasses.
I will say, like, I probably will be more, like you said, I don't really like doing stuff in the water that much, but I'll probably be more.
Maybe this will help.
Maybe it'll help me.
Or like skiing or snowboarding or something like that. I mean, anything where you kind of are heavily encouraged to wear goggles or some type of face protection, or like if it's a sunny day out, even something like that, just doing something outside, because I have really sensitive vision just in general due to light. And so if I'm doing anything outside, I really kind of need some type of sunglasses, which is one reason I got prescription sunglasses at some point, which was one of the best things I did for doing things outside. That was like a long time ago though, so it's kind of an old prescription. Yeah. So they don't work as well anymore, but yeah, if I could like for going tubing or something on a boat and not have to wear glasses and be able to see everything and not have stuff splash on your face or stuff like that.
Well, yeah, tubing. If you have glasses, you're like worried they're gonna fly off or something.
Yeah, or you just take them off and then you can't see, and then you're
like,
blind.
I'm blind.
Yeah.
Or even so much fun.
Or even swimming in the pool. I mean, like if you want to play, water polo or something like that, or just mess around in a lake or in the ocean or something. It really sucks because you can't see anything.
Blind.
Yeah. So I feel like this does open some cool possibilities for you to maybe experience some things that you either would be less likely to do or that you had a hard time doing them, because glasses, they really do hinder a lot of things that I think
they cramp your style,
Well, I'm not even talking from a style perspective. I just mean
oh my gosh.
like a literal perspective.
I didn't mean style literally.
Oh, you meant the style as in like the style of utility? What did you mean?
I had a stack of pancakes for breakfast.
Oh,
Pretty good.
no, really? Really?
Wow. Yay.
Tell me about them. How were they, round or square?
Who's square pancakes?
There's waffles.
Yeah.
Those aren't pancakes.
A waffle and a pancake are not the same thing. They're not the same thing, dude. Like,
let me mention something completely different.
Okay, what's the difference between a waffle and a pancake despite the shape? That's my question.
Also, it's a different batter. It's a different.
Oh, it is.
The waffles.
Cooking.
Like if you, because Bree and I make pancakes and waffles a lot, and the same mix we use. Waffles, you add oil to it, and pancakes you don't.
Oh, but so what if you were trying to make a pancake batter with like a waffle shape? Would it not hold up because of
the world?
It probably would stick more to the waffle iron. It would probably stick more to the waffle iron if you did that. And if you added the extra oil to the pancake batter, it would probably make them feel a little bit more greasy, because pancakes are a little more fluffy and waffles are crispy. The thing that helps make a waffle crisp up is having that oil in there. So because there's more points of contact with the waffle, because there's more, I guess, surface area because of all the divots and things when you factor in the sides and everything. So, but yeah,
sounds kind of sick.
I'm sure you could use the same batter for both, Will, and I'm sure a lot of people do. But for what I do is I have oil that I use in waffles that I don't add in pancakes.
When are you starting your own cooking show? That's the question.
Oh, like as soon as we get a big enough following with Hotkeys, then I'm just gonna
dump us for
I'll dump Hotkeys and then I'll just take the fan base with it to do the
Dave and
Hotkeys hot plate cooking show or whatever, and it'll be a great success. You glad you changed
I'd subscribe for $5?
Are you glad you changed the subject to pancakes, Michael?
Hey, I have a bag of candy here.
I remember the last time I ate Skittles.
So is there a difference between Skittles and M&M's? Can we talk about that?
Okay. Hey, Will, you know what you did?
What did I do?
You went back to work finally because the
I
theaters
did.
opened up again. What was that like? Did you forget how to hand out tickets or give refunds or whatever to people?
No, everywhere. Like, oh no.
No, like my brain kicked in, like my old brain, and it like all the habits that I developed over my years of working there just started to come to the front of my brain, and I just started going on autopilot, and I started remembering everything. It was pretty crazy.
Will cinema master.
Yeah, I just
like riding a bike.
Exactly. It's like you get back on the bike after a year, and you don't forget. You master it even further, and I will be a master of the cinema one day.
How busy was it the day you worked?
It was actually fairly busy for all the restrictions that were put in place. Like, we had a few theaters sell out, which is pretty great.
Is it like, what's the
which-
capacity limit? Is it like 25%?
50.
50 is the max we can have in a theater.
Oh, 50 people or 50%
50
of the...
people. 50 people, so 25%. So it's kind of unfortunate that we couldn't have more because I think we would have had even more people. But it was nice to be back, and it was nice to actually do something because last time we went back to work, there was nobody. It was like the max theater we got was like 8 people, which was pretty sad.
I guess last time they opened up too, there weren't as many movies that were out, right?
Yeah, no, it was. I can't even remember. It was in October.
Tenet and
Tenet,
that
which
was it.
was, and that was it. Yeah. And
What's all out right now?
The main. So with our demographic, it's either children or old people. Those are our two
Tom and
demographics
Jerry?
at our
Tom and
theater.
Jerry?
So Tom and Jerry,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
news of the week or something like that. News. It's this Tom Hanks Western. I don't know.
Oh,
I
that's
think I
got to
actually
get
heard that
old
was-
people into
Yes.
seats.
Besides Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when has any like cartoon character in the real world movie ever worked?
Sonic.
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Actually, I think Detective Pikachu did pretty well at the box office.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu.
I think
did
that
do
made
really
a lot
well.
of
And
money.
Sonic. Sonic also made a lot of money. Surprisingly, if you look at how much they
so
made,
weird
it's almost
that-
insane. Like Sonic went off at the theaters. It raced
Okay, well-
It
past
raced
the other
to
movies.
first place.
Gotta go fast.
I'm just looking
my
forward to
point
the
was-
sequel.
My point was worthless then. Never mind.
Well, I mean, there have been other. I mean,
It's
like
okay.
Looney Tunes Back in Action. I think that notoriously did really poorly, didn't it?
I think so.
I
Space
think,
Jam did
The-
good, right?
The
I don't
movie
think
was also
Space Jam
bad.
actually did that well, did it?
Mm.
I think it's
I
like
think
kind of like
decent.
cult classic movie, but I don't know if it was like a huge
I
hit
think
at the
even
box
if it
office.
made money, like I guess, like, was it good?
Probably not.
Like,
What, like a good movie or?
like Who Framed Roger Rabbit was actually good.
I've
I
actually
like
never seen
Space
it.
Jam. Do you not like Space Jam?
I like Space Jam, but I can recognize that it has its flaws.
Well, I mean,
Like the
yeah.
voice cast, for
I mean,
example.
it does.
Roger Rabbit probably has its flaws.
No.
I don't think
Oh,
Space
yeah,
Jam.
okay.
I don't think Space
Alright.
Jam holds up that well. We watched
Yeah,
it
I watched.
a few years ago.
Did we watch it together?
Yeah, because I think I bought it for you, didn't I? I think I bought you the movie.
Yeah. You bought me a crappy movie.
Well, no, it was. Well,
It's starting to sound like Michael hates
why
Space
did you
Jam.
buy me Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I mean, well, we grew up watching Space Jam. We didn't grow up watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit as much.
I don't think we were allowed.
Yeah, probably not. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen some characters from it.
She's just drawn that one.
yeah.
I mean, I could see like Jessica Rabbit, like influencing young Landon in bad ways.
Yeah,
So
probably.
maybe it's
If
for
I'd
the
seen
best.
movie,
Maybe it's for the
and
best
I
that
didn't
you-
see it. Like,
I mean, but you know what though? I mean, if we're gonna go on that tangent, I'm sure like what was it, Lola from Space Jam? I'm sure that created tons of furries, right? I mean,
yeah, dude, that
Oh,
messed
yeah.
some people up, dog. Like,
I wonder if Lola Rabbit what is it, Lola, whatever her name is. I bet
Lola
she did. I bet
Bunny?
she did more damage than Jessica Rabbit did, maybe to those
I don't know
those
about
kinds
that.
of people.
I feel like it's equal. I feel like that, and then we talked about Sonic. I think Sonic did a number on a lot
And
of
then
people.
Sonic did the most damage, but in a completely different kind of way.
yeah. Like,
Has
I bet
anyone
the
here
like,
actually seen it?
no,
No, I don't think I don't think I will. I don't think I will.
dude. All you have to do is take a dive down, like look at some Sonic fan art, and like you're like, oh my god, like.
What
Like, I
about
was a
the-
pretty big,
Yeah, it's
I was
bad.
a pretty
It's
big
bad.
Sonic fan back in the day, and I'm like, there's probably a fork in the road. You know what I mean? Where like I could have gone.
You
one way or
only
the
would have
other.
watched it if it had the original Sonic. in
Sonic
there.
was like all you had though, right?
before they changed it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what my. It was kind of like my escape from reality.
You're like, just got to get those rings.
I just got to go fast.
Just gotta
Like,
go fast.
How about Detective Pikachu? Because I heard that was actually good.
I heard it. I heard it was pretty good. I haven't seen it. I kind of was never really on board for that movie.
But you're like the biggest Pokemon fan.
I
ever.
know, and I
But
think
Ryan
the reason,
Reynolds.
I think
But Ryan
I think the
Reynolds.
reason is it's not the kind of Pokemon movie I would have wanted for a live action flick.
What would you want?
I'm sure I could watch it
A
and then change my
serious
mind.
drama with lots of sexual tension between the Pokemon. Like that's what they want to see.
Pikachu and
Where do they
Squirtle
all
keep
come from?
Pikachu and Squirrel keep looking at each other, and you're like, will they? Won't they? Yeah, it was just a
Will they,
rom.
won't they?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted a rom-com with like heavy drama.
Okay.
Actually, I probably
I
just
don't
would
think
have
you're.
not.
I don't
wanted
think
to-
you're ever gonna get that.
I think I just would have maybe them not venture into live action Pokemon movies, but I don't want to steal this away from people who wanted something like this. So
Who wanted
I
it?
will bless the existence of Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
I'm glad it has your blessing.
Yeah. So Will back at work, working at the theaters. That's cool. And they're open though, not very often, right? Like once a week or something.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So the weekends. Yep. And there's limited hours on Friday, but Saturday and Sunday is like 11 to 8 or something like that.
It's a start.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Landon did like the most adult thing I think any of us have ever done. What did you do this weekend, Landon? or this at the end of this week?
I put a hot offer in on a house to buy, to purchase, to live in,
Wow.
like a
Looks
big
like-
kid.
Looks like you just
I'm a
surpassed
real
Dave in the
man.
adult
I'm a
power
real boy.
rankings.
Yeah, I mean even I don't have a house right now. I'm still a slave to landlord. So
To the landlord.
to the landlords.
I don't know. Yeah, a
But
friend
your
of the show.
ceilings are so high.
I can't even see it on our call.
My ceilings
Oh,
are really high.
It's nice. Friend of the show, Brandon. He's a realtor, so I hit him up and we went and looked around at a few houses, and then yesterday we looked at one that I liked quite a bit, so we put an offer in on it. So I should know in the next. I think tomorrow I should know if they had a few other offers. So, but big boy Landon's throwing some money around, so we'll see if we can't.
He
Get her
just
done.
dangled the big sack of money with the dollar bill on
Yeah.
front of it, or the dollar sign on front of it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I said take the money. I'm like, just take it.
That would be so crazy if you got a house this soon, though, because you've been talking about it for a while, but you really actually haven't looked into it that much until really recently. I mean, you got the approval for the loan just last week, basically.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. And I've
looking
only
at
looked at
houses
4
this week
houses,
and
so-
put in an offer like a couple days ago. So that's crazy.
Maybe I'm moving too fast. Like I second guess myself a lot, but I think I showed everybody the house, and I don't know. Everybody seemed to think it looked okay, so I try to like get other people's opinions. And
I thought it looked like a nice house in a nice location and everything. Room to grow, so that when you start adopting children, you can just throw them in different bedrooms and stuff.
yep.
Put them to work. Like this one, mow the lawn. This one, paint the living room.
Well, yeah.
You can
I'll
charge
just
them
probably
rent.
marry single mom. I'm just finding a single mom to marry with like 2 to 3 kids. Stepdad Landon. My instant family.
What would you
Just
okay,
add Landon.
if you
Like-
you get married to a woman who has 3 children? Okay, ages 2, 5, 9. She's got 3 kids. What do you want the children to call you?
Father.
Do they
I'm
call
just
you
kidding.
Landon? Do they call you Dad? They call you
They call me.
that man we hate?
Yeah, they call me not dad. Like
Angry
they
drunk.
call me mommy's boyfriend. Like
Neo Dad.
yeah,
I'd prefer Neo Dad myself.
alt dad. Like
Alt Dad.
yeah, shadow dad. Like
The second
alternate.
wave of dadism.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy though. Landon
bad.
buys a house. Landon gets married. Landon has kids.
Landon dies.
Whoa.
Stop.
No.
I can't.
We were not going there. You went there.
Landon's adulting very fast.
Yeah. Stop. Slow down. He's taking his kicks from Sonic. He's like, gotta go fast. I gotta experience
Next
this
year,
life
he's
as
80.
quickly as possible.
No, I'm hoping I get this one. If not, it's not the end of the world.
So, I mean, my question is then, they accept your offer. What do you do next? Like, what's your game plan?
Well, like I talked to Brandon because Brandon's my guide through this new world because I know nothing about buying a house. So he's like my shepherd he's been like giving me all the tips and stuff. He's like, so if they accept my offer, then we have to like do a home inspection. If they find a bunch of stuff, I have to go like, hey, you guys need to
fix this, and this.
Fix this, and this. That'll make me feel more comfortable buying the house. They can either say, no, screw you, buy it how it is, or they can be like, we don't want to fix this, but we'll like lower the amount that you have to pay for it. Or they just say like, you can, like we'll fix it. We'll fix 3 of the items or whatever. And then what other processes are there? There's a few other different like steps. Like, so even if they accept my offer, it's not locked in. Like you have a few other hoops to jump through. Like I have a few ways I can get out if like something like horrific comes up.
You discover a dead body in the closet, like
yeah, like like I didn't want this. So, but yeah, I don't know. Brandon put the closing date as I think April 2nd would be the day that we close on it if they accept the offer. So I'd only be in the apartment for I'd probably have to pay a couple more months rent. I'd probably have to pay the whole entire month of April's rent at my apartment just because I wouldn't want to have to move in. I wouldn't want to move all my stuff out and like just kind of hang out at my parents for like a week.
Why not?
I love my parents, but like even a week sounds like it'd probably be.
That's 2 moves that you have to do, and yes, it would cost
and
more
also
money to pay for
house,
April, but it's like
yeah,
the hassle of having to move everything to somewhere, and then a week later, move everything somewhere
also,
else.
if I have the whole month of April, then I can kind of just slowly move everything over. It doesn't have to be in a rush.
Yeah,
and the house is probably only 5 minutes from where I live currently, so it'd be a pretty easy move. So. We'll see.
Well, that's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You got to keep us updated about homeowner Landon. I mean, that'll like shoot you up in the power rankings, right? Of adult.
Wait. I said that.
No,
Dave,
I was
what a great
agreeing
joke,
with you.
Dave.
What
a great joke,
took my
Dave.
joke.
It's not a joke. I was agreeing with you, Will.
I can't believe you'd pull a Colby like that.
Whoa.
I can repeat what others say and agree with them. I think so.
No, you can't.
I think some
every
things
idea is an original idea and cannot be stolen.
I sometimes think that things that people say are good and are worth listening to. Will. Sometimes those things come out of your mouth.
Oh wow! Thanks for giving me.
Will it actually vault me in the power rankings though? I don't know if it actually will. I'm trying to think.
In the adult power
rankings.
Does that?
But do you really want to be more adult in life? Don't you want to stay young?
No,
stay kid?
I don't. No.
Stay without responsibility.
I don't want to stay young. The problem is I feel young. But I do enjoy being an adult and everything that comes with that. But the problem is I still feel a lot like a little kid sometimes, and I wish I didn't feel that way. But I don't know if that's something that will ever change.
I don't know. I'm ready for like houses cost more, like more responsibility, but also the increase, like more space, more freedom, like.
And you're a man of responsibility. I feel like you take responsibility pretty well. So I don't feel like this is going to be something that overwhelms you too much. I think it'll probably be a good thing for you to have this place of your own. And I mean, and it really is. It's like having your own space is great. I mean, like everyone knows that moving out of your parents' house to an apartment is kind of like a good step of the way there, because you kind of get this first feel of kind of freedom. But I think being able to have your own place that you actually own, that's yours, that's kind of like going a
little bit more skin in the game.
Yeah, you're fully there. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Someday
And then the rest
financially
of us will join you.
And it's like a smart financial thing. Like a house is typically a pretty like safe financial. Like this house is pretty high quality and it's a decent neighborhood. Like most of the time prices they always do go up. So it's kind of, I feel like you rarely unless you buy like some horrific, abomination of a house and don't put any money into it, they typically always go up with inflation and value. So,
well, it's going to be crazy when there's like the Great Spokane Fire of 2021, and
wipes out my house.
Yeah, the whole that whole other half of Spokane just goes up in flames. And Landon was just about to get fire insurance, but he just, he forgot, and
oh no. That'd be horrific.
So then he still has his plot of land. His charcoal square of half an acre or whatever.
Yeah, I spiral down in the power rankings. I crash faster than the Houston Texans.
I don't know what's more adult than like losing everything you have and then having no one to help you pull yourself up. Like, so maybe burning down your house will like even propel
elevate me, like challenge. Like it's a challenge, but it's like activate hard mode. Like it's like New Game Plus. Like
the house burns
you
down.
You have all your skills, but you don't carry any of your items over with you.
Your house burns down. You reach out to your parents, and your mom goes, "I told you not to buy that house, Landon. You should have got the other one."
No, she actually did like this one.
She liked this one?
So, yeah. The other one I was looking at was in a little bit better of a neighborhood, but the house itself was like a really whack like layout, and was like pretty worn down. So I don't know. I'm like somewhat handy, but like I don't want to have to fix like everything in the house. So
handyman Landon. I mean, Landon already looks like a dad and a homeowner. So, I mean, like this is really the last step. Like he's done everything else that needs to that comes with it. The only thing he's missing is his own home. I was joking with Bree today because I told her about that, and I just said, "Can you imagine just Landon sitting on a front porch that's his, just like staring at people driving past, or like children walking by on the sidewalk?" like it was not hard for me to picture that in my mind, and it's about as funny as I thought it would be. So it'll be when I visit, once you get a home of your own. I mean, maybe it'll be this one, maybe it'll be another one, but it'll be cool to go to see Landon in his element, his own house. Giving a tour of the garage, talk about how he really wants to sort his tools over here, but right now they're still in the toolbox. He's like, this wall over here, like this west wall is going to be perfect. I already bought a Sharpie so that I can outline all of the tools that are going to go up on the corkboard.
Yeah,
as he hikes up his jeans just a little bit. It's
Landon already tucks his pants or his shirt into his pants.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Landon already. Yeah.
Dude, what's wrong with tucking a shirt in, dude? What's wrong with tuck? I started wearing Hawaiian shirts too lately, so like
that's another. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a dad thing, Landon. Like you are.
Landon's gonna be obsessed with his lawn.
I know, like his front lawn.
He's got the.
It's not even that big. This house doesn't have too big of a front lawn, so it won't be that hard to keep up. I don't think. So, dude, I'm gonna keep.
He's gonna put in a freaking pond.
I think maybe. We'll see.
Well, I don't. I mean, I don't think I'm anywhere near buying a house because we don't know where we're gonna be living. So part of the thing of like getting a house is if I want to buy a house, I want to know that I'm living there for at least 5 to 10 years, and we don't know where we're with Bree's residencies and Air Force stuff is for the foreseeable future. We will be bouncing around from place to place. So, like logistically, buying a house kind of isn't in the books right now, but maybe someday. Well, once Landon's adopted child is graduating from high school, he's got his 2.4. GPA, and he's going into the business, the dad's business, because Landon started his own HVAC company, commercial refrigeration company.
No, and that'll never happen. I don't want that.
The boy's gonna join, and then that's when Bree and I will buy a house.
Well, there also is no like the more you wait and the more you save, like the more like financial like benefit there is. Like having a good down payment is like.
Bigger down payment for a nicer house, and a nicer place.
Yeah. Don't roll in there with like that 1% down, like 30-year loan. Like,
do you offer 45-year loans?
Yeah. Like, all right, your 45-year loan with 1% down, that'll be $3,500 a month mortgage. Like, no. You cry.
Gosh. The interest you pay is like 40 times the house. Because of that extra 15 years or whatever. You did was it a 30-year loan?
I'll probably be doing a 20-year loan.
20-year?
I think.
Cool.
So I was almost going to do a 15, but like the 15 will be I don't like. I could probably make the 15 work, but it would be a little tighter, and it's like
Yeah.
Like,
You got to be.
I
like,
can always.
You have to have rock solid job security with a
Which
15
I
year.
do, but like at the same time, I can do the 20, and then if I have the extra money, I can just pay more towards it, and probably make it to close to 15, and not be paying that much more in interest. I did like the math, and like the difference between the 30 and the 20 is like insane. The amount like extra you're paying, or the amount you're saving in interest, as opposed to like the 20 to the 15. It is still a decent amount, but if I make extra payments when I can, then it's not going to be that catastrophic. So what's the term? You don't want to be house poor either, where like you have your nice house, but like you can't do anything or go anywhere because every penny you have,
it's just you and your
like
house.
your house payment. Yeah, you're like, my house.
Hey, in 14 more years, I can go on vacation, guys. Just hold out 14 more years.
Yep. We're going to Leavenworth for a weekend. Like,
but we can't go out to eat.
Yeah, we can't go out to eat. We're packing,
Packing lunches.
turkey sandwiches and PB&J.
Oh, goodness. Well, okay. Well, homeowner Landon, yeah, keep us in the
Making
loop.
plays, man. We're making plays, dog.
Making plays. TV stuff. Are we all caught up on WandaVision?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I don't even remember. What was the last episode we even talked about with WandaVision?
I think Pietro just showed up, right?
We
No, it was
talked.
the Malcolm. It was the Malcolm episode. I think was the last one we talked about.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about that, right? The Malcolm in the
Yeah.
Middle episode, or
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So we got Pietro, who was the brother. Mick is really distracted right now because Landon put in eye drops and Michael gets grossed out by the strangest of things.
Does that really gross you out? Like just
I
me
mean, it
putting
makes my eyes like water.
Oh, it feels so good.
I have sympathetic watering eyes.
Anyway, okay, so WandaVision. Last time we
Sorry.
talked, I think last time we talked was with the reveal of the Fox Quicksilver, right? And I don't even think we talked about the next.
None of us saw
episode.
that coming.
Yeah. None of us saw that coming, and then he
Oh my gosh.
he showed up, or he stayed at least for the next episode as the fun uncle, the funkle.
Well, your dead husband can't die twice.
Great line.
No, but that was actually something I was really pleased with the next episode because it was very much in the vein of Malcolm in the Middle, which is my all-time favorite TV show.
Wait, what? It is?
Yeah, you knew that.
I thought Mad Men was your favorite TV show.
No, Mad Men is my favorite drama, and Malcolm's my favorite comedy. And if I had to choose one over the other,
more than Seinfeld?
Yeah, I feel like I've talked about this before.
Whoa.
Anyway.
Whoa, dude, like stop
So-
the presses.
so
like
seeing-
Dave is canceled.
Like I was expecting some kind of more generic '90s sitcom, maybe something more in the vein of
Yeah,
like
it was
Everybody Loves Raymond or Seinfeld or something like that. And we
Everybody
got
Loves Raymond.
and we got something that was a straight up homage to Malcolm in the Middle with
It was very specific.
very specific. with-
Especially with what we learned in this recent episode.
Oh yeah. Very specific homage to Malcolm in the Middle with the opening credits and the turns and speaking to the camera with the kids. Because I mean I always have liked that element of Malcolm in the Middle.
The kitchen was like almost an exact copy.
Yeah. And kind of just the tone of the episode too.
So
I
mainly the kitchen.
Yes, yeah, mainly the kitchen. So I enjoyed that a lot. And then what happened in that episode? How did that one end?
It was the Halloween one. So Vision
Vision
tried escaping
goes
from
outside.
the
Oh,
Hex.
yeah.
Oh, and then that's when the
And-
hex gets pushed back a lot, right? Like the expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that DLC pack hit, man. Like the circus was there. Like,
The 1.2 update.
yeah. So basically, almost all like the FBI people, or not the sword. Is that what they're
Sword,
called?
yeah.
The sword people got taken.
Darcy was like handcuffed to the car, and so she got sucked in, and she became like an escape artist.
Yeah, an escape artist. And so next episode, she's working with Vision, and then Vision snaps her out of the thing, right? And so then she's fully aware then that she's in the hex, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then that one's kind of like, well, I mean, we kind of saw this one coming, like Office, Parks
I
and
saw
Rec,
this one coming.
sort of mockumentary, those like 2010 flavor of show. It was
Office, Parks and Rec, Modern Family.
Yeah. Because we got the like the sit down, the face interviews, whatever.
The interview,
yeah. And then that was at the end of that episode. We got the villain reveal.
Agatha,
right?
all along. Spoilers.
Agatha,
Spoilers.
all along. Yeah.
So how do you, Landon? I know you were hoping that it'd be.
It's for Agatha all along.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Mick's just been saying that for
going.
the last 2 weeks.
That has been stuck in my head. It's really catchy.
So sorry.
I think that was like an homage to the Munsters theme song because it sounds really similar, and even like the font of the Agatha all along is like pretty much that.
So,
Anyway.
Landon, I wanted to ask you a question. Earlier, a couple weeks ago on the podcast, you said that you stated that you hoped that it was just very small, self-contained, focused on Wanda's grief, not somebody pulling the strings all along. How do you feel about this reveal?
I was telling Dave the other day, the last couple episodes have kind of lost me a little bit.
I think that's kind of weird, though, considering the last episode. I mean, like, not to jump around too much, but the most recent episode was basically 100% about her and her grief. There wasn't a lot of kind of...
That one was good. I mean, I like that. I haven't liked that there was someone... I'm really nervous.
Agatha all along.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just kind of nervous, like, that it's going to...
Right? Or did you want her to be somewhat of a villain?
Well, she already somewhat is. I think there's both. See, I understand what you're saying, Landon, and that you wish it was just like Wanda, and I get that. But I think for me, there is enough of that Wanda has a key role and responsibility for and struggling with grief, even with a surprise twist villain. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it's cool. Like, I'm still enjoying it. Like, I just, like... I don't know why, because the last one was, we haven't talked about as much, but it is mostly about her grief and like the flashbacks and kind of how she made the universe. But I guess I just haven't been as into them. But I'm actually even struggling to remember some of the stuff that's happened in them, even though I watched it like yesterday. So
well, the last episode, I don't know if we want to jump to that one. That had some kind of important implications with quite a few different things.
Yes, very important.
I would say first of all was it in a sense kind of cemented that she is a mutant, right?
Wanda?
Yes.
Like an X-Men mutant?
Well, yeah, like someone who had her powers before she was exposed to the Mind Stone. Like for the so far in the story of this, her powers she developed from being experimented on with the Mind Stone. And in this through these series of flashbacks, we learned that no, she actually already had powers, and they were really enhanced by that experience, which means that probably Pietro also had those powers, which means that if these people had powers earlier than that kind of were sort of latent, that were exposed during kind of their formative adolescent years, that most likely these are mutants. And
X-Men, yay!
and they finally say her character that they've not been able to say forever because of the Fox X-Men thing, where they say the Scarlet Witch. So that was also
which is pretty cool.
That was kind of cool. Yeah, if you're someone who like doesn't know, then you're like, you don't really care. You're like, what is the Scarlet? Like, I don't care. Like, what is the Scarlet Witch? And I think more what was important in that was kind of more from a meta standpoint of them even just dropping those words as opposed to what the character of Scarlet Witch is in this universe of the show.
There is a lot of very important meta things that happened in the show.
Yes.
Especially next week with where they take fake Pietro is going to be very important. That's going to be...
Pietro?
Yeah.
or whatever she called him.
I want to see more of him.
OPH.
I'm afraid that because she basically was like, oh yeah, he was fake, like you bought all
Yeah.
that. I'm afraid that will be the extent of him because I really liked his.
Yeah, that'd be,
I really
that
liked
would
him.
be pretty disappointing if it's just like, oh, it's just a wink to the fans, which I've heard a lot of people say, oh, that's just what it is. I'm like, that's kind of a jerk move on Marvel to do that.
I feel like it would be anticlimactic, but I think the fact that they did bring him back, even if it is in a small capacity, was still really cool. And I feel like it's hard to beat the moment of when they turned around and you see his face. Like, so far, that I think is one of the coolest things they've done in any Marvel property. Like, that was just such a cool thing that I really enjoyed. And if you were someone who's been watching these movies and watched the X-Men movies and everything, and I don't know, I really like that. So having him there was cool. I hope they utilize him more and that he actually stays around. But if he doesn't, I mean, I also understand, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess the other thing that happened at the end was with the Vision reveal too, right? Kind of.
Oh, the post-credit scene that they.
Yeah, that she didn't resurrect him. She just made a new one, right? She, made a new
yeah. I thought you were
Vision.
talking about the other Vision thing at the very, very end. Yeah. So yeah, she
Wait,
really.
what?
There's a post-credit scene.
Did you not see the post-credit scene?
No. I saw the mid one, and I think I stopped after that. So
Well,
it's like I'm booting up
that's
Disney
important.
Plus
Yeah,
after the
that
episode.
That's very important.
That's a good thing though to mention, because I even forgot about that, Landon. That it was something that she basically fully created him in the hex.
Well,
it
and
wasn't a
that
resurrection.
Hayward lied about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he lied and fabricated this video of her stealing the body, Vision's body.
If I have one complaint about the show, it's that Hayward is just unlikable with no redeeming qualities and just the most basic villain
He's
ever.
a bad character. He's a bad character. Like,
What do you mean? He has
like,
so much
"Arr."
depth, Will.
he's like, oh, I'm the shady individual that runs this organization. Like, power. Power.
Can't give him $3 billion of vibranium. Put it in the ground.
I'm just glad that the villain that they do well, Agatha, is good. Is good. Like, she's a great villain. But
Yeah, did you like her Salem Witch stuff in the beginning?
yeah, that
of
was
the
crazy.
episode?
That was really crazy. I really loved it.
Other witches got really old and died.
Landon goes, ew, gross.
That's their
Ew.
fault, you know.
Old witches.
So is the final, I guess, showdown just going to be like the witches fighting each other and Wanda kills Agatha and then that's it? Like, what's the last episode going to be? Like,
Or
how does this
if-
resolve?
If I had to guess,
Or they end up teaming up against the spoilers for Landon, but the White Vision.
I think I saw that, didn't I?
You saw
I
the
don't
three.
know.
You saw
I
the.
don't know what you saw.
Okay, so at the end of the
I
credits,
saw that, didn't
at
I?
the end of the credits, they take Wanda's energies from the drone that was in the hex, and they basically use that to 3D print a Vision.
A new. Okay, yeah, I saw that. They
Okay,
made another.
yeah.
They brought him back. Yeah, I thought you were saying there's another one after
No.
that one. Okay, so I saw it. Yeah.
Post credit scene.
Dude.
Because after that scene, they have the other credits. Like there's like the stylized credits.
The
and they have
credit
that
credits.
scene. Then there's the plain credits, like for all the boring people that they didn't want to give.
The post credit scene credits, right, Landon? Landon goes,
Yeah.
ew,
Well-
those credits are old, gross.
And in this last episode, we also saw why like sitcoms and TV shows had such a big influence on her as a character, and
Yeah.
why Westview became this TV show world. Which
Well,
is pretty
and-
cool.
That's
I-
where her and Vision were gonna like retire, right? Like
Yeah, that was freaking depressing. That was like Up style like sadness.
I mean, I don't want to like expose. I don't want to expose people, but
Uh-oh.
Brianna has like a very strong resolve when it comes to things that she watches, and she kind of like thinks it's almost embarrassing to be emotionally affected by things, and she notoriously just does not respond a lot to a lot of emotional things in shows and doesn't cry in them. Like I don't know, the Green Mile, you know, kind of like the end of that movie, you know what's going on.
No spoilers.
Like you guys
Your
know,
wife's weird.
You guys know the Green Mile?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
but
okay.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. So
Please don't say Green Mile again.
There's some intense stuff that like she didn't cry at, and
she cried during
and she cried during this episode of WandaVision when
What's wrong with her?
when Wanda was at the plot of Land, because like it'd been building up like all this depressing stuff, and like gets to the point where she has the thing and she's falling down like screaming in the plot of Land, and you know, Bree's like tears are coming down her face.
Do you think she would do that if you bought her a plot of land and you died?
I mean, I imagine if I'm gonna like look into this, Mick, I'm gonna guess that maybe there were some there were some parallels to like comparing what it would be like to lose someone that you really love, and the feelings that would come with that. So if I were to guess, you know, I don't want to assume.
So she can't really relate to the Green Mile. I get it.
Because she's never been electrocuted.
Whoa! Spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers. They electrocute people in the Green Mile, Landon.
Isn't okay? That the premise of that movie, just so I'm not sitting here, it's like about like some prison guards, right? That work at like
prison guards, people who
death
are
row prison, right? Like,
yeah.
And
I think this is something that she's not as much like that anymore. She's grown to kind of better empathize with characters in shows, so she much more she responds a lot better to things now.
She's becoming more human.
Yes, yeah. So I would say in the last few years she's been a lot better. So there's been things that now she'll cry at the appropriate
more in TV
time.
shows now than I
during TV shows and stuff. But like so that was more kind of like an old Brianna, young Brianna of not being affected by things, but I just want to say that
homeschool student.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of what you were like, though. Like you were always like, I'm not crying at this. It's stupid to cry at stuff. And then you've, I guess, have gotten a little more soft-hearted.
You've liberaled.
So maybe
I mean, as I've grown older, I've become a much more empathetic and understanding individual. So I would definitely agree with that. And there are things that,
because you were always like,
there are things that I watched now.
Like, I'm so good.
No, I'm just saying that I was agreeing with what Mick was saying. Why can't I
I'm
agree?
really impressed with my growth in my life.
I was saying I have had growth
I'm
in
much more
my life.
understanding.
You know, the only reason I'm emphasizing all this is because Will's
all these eyes.
It's because Will's sitting over there with like the dumbest looking face, and I know he's just thinking like, I can't believe Brianna doesn't feel things when she watches stuff. That's the only reason I kept reiterating this. I'm looking at Will's face the whole time because in his mind he's like, oh, I can't believe that she doesn't feel things when she watches stuff. I can't believe her. What a Calderon.
Dave, that's just.
I know that's what Will's mind was like. I could see, see the gears turning. Oh, don't you deny it? Will knows. Look at his face.
Dave,
well, she's a Parker now, so now she has feelings.
But Will's right.
Oh gosh. Okay, so WandaVision, we got one more episode. Hopefully, it should be an interesting one. I mean, I kind of feel like I feel like there's too much to kind of wrap up in one more episode, but I think it'll be good.
Well, we didn't really explain why the TV shows. We just said that there are reasons. As a kid, she would like watch TV shows with her parents, and she kept going with that after.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of her way of learning English, and two, like good bonding time with her family.
She watched Malcolm with Vision.
Yeah, I do want to call out. There is unless it was just on TV, but Malcolm in the Middle never officially released any season past season 1. The episode that they were watching
was like season 5 or 6,
7.
right?
It was season 7, episode 2. The episode was called Health Insurance, which is a really funny episode. But unless she was just watching TV, there was a little.
I mean, I feel like we can just say that she was probably watching TV because Malcolm in the Middle.
They never released them on DVD or anything.
Only the first
just
season.
The first season.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was due to music rights.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ended up finding on the ground, and not illegally or anything. I just found this complete series of Malcolm in the Middle.
Just like you found those Star
Just
Wars cuts,
just sitting on the ground.
those theatrical Star Wars cuts.
It was just sitting there waiting to be picked up, still wrapped in plastic. So I just picked it up. So I have all the seasons, but yeah,
great.
So maybe Wanda did that.
Well, I mean,
it is possible she has like a regional DVD player that's not American, and it released outside of America for the complete series. So
yeah, the Sokovian versions. They didn't have the issues with the music rights in Sokovia, so they released the entire series, 4K, Ultra HD.
The Dick Van Dyke episode that they watched.
Oh, the Walnut one. Yeah, that's like a classic.
That is a
Dick Van
classic
Dyke episode.
Dick Van Dyke, yeah. It makes me
like a walnut, my dear?
Woo!
That before like when Michael and I were little kids, before we had even watched Dick Van Dyke, that was an episode my mom would talk about, was the Walnut episode of Dick Van Dyke. Like it's a classic episode. And it's great.
That show's good. Like,
I like the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah,
that's a show that you could go back to. That's like an old show, and it's like the writing is good. The characters are really funny. It's just a nice feeling show.
Yeah, and then there's
the Walnut episode.
the little Petri boy.
Well, you can ignore him.
Yeah, everyone is a really good actor in the show, and then you have the little kid who.
What's his name? Richie?
Yeah, Richie Petri, who was not a great actor, but he was like 7 or whatever, and that was before I guess they realized that kids could act or something, so they kind of just needed a presence. He wasn't on the show much, which was good, so not a lot revolved around him.
They should just got Ron Howard again.
Opie.
What would he be like?
Yeah,
in
Ron
his
Howard's
late teens
great.
at that point.
In the
mid-teens?
he would have. I think he was a kid in like 1962, right? Isn't that when the what's the show he was on?
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, yeah. Wasn't that on kind of around the same time?
I thought it was before.
Maybe a little bit
maybe
before.
it wasn't.
I mean, anyway.
It was
I guess it doesn't
60
matter.
it was 60 to 68.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was
yeah,
in the I thought it was in the
50s?
20s.
What? No. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Other shows. Will finished season 2 Broadchurch and started season 3. Again, we probably won't talk a ton about specifics because of
Michael. And
yeah,
I think not a lot of I don't think a lot of people have seen it that are probably listening to the show, because I know I haven't seen it.
Show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
you can spoil it if you want. I don't care.
So I'm not going to do that.
No, but Mick, you haven't seen it, so we can't talk about it. We're not allowed.
No, stop. Please stop.
I know you gave permission.
Stop.
Please stop. Landon's like, Mom, Dad, please get along. Stop fighting. Stop fighting.
I said I don't care. It's up to you guys if you want to spoil it. So you guys have the power. That's how it works, Dave.
I can't tell if he's joking or not, actually. Like, if he's being serious.
Landon,
exactly
you've been watching a show recently.
No, that was my point. That was the point I was making. I am the one that was making that point. You can't.
I made that point. I said if you guys don't choose to spoil it, then that's up to you, because you guys are the ones that actually had seen it.
You can't be serious right now.
What, Landon?
No.
Okay, so
are we done with this episode?
Babylon Berlin, only on Netflix.
Good?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. It takes place in like 1929 Berlin, and it follows a police detective from, I think it's Cologne. I think it's the name of the town.
Cologne,
he's
France?
It's Cologne. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it right. It's a town in Germany. He goes to Berlin to follow this. He's trying to recover some compromising film of a politician, and then it delves into this conspiracy with. It kind of starts delving into like the Nationalist Party starting to try to take over Germany, and it follows. It's a really great cast of characters, and it's following all these intrigue and conspiracies going on in Germany, like it's the tensions building up towards World War II, and it's really, really good. It is a German show, so you have to either watch it dubbed or with subtitles, but the characters and writing and the story is really, really intriguing. So
Is it like completely historical, or is it for some reason, I don't know, maybe if I have it confused with some other show, but for some reason I thought it was almost like kind of somewhat supernatural, or am I thinking of something?
No,
completely
I think you're thinking of Man in High Castle. I think is what you're probably.
No, I'm not
thinking.
thinking. I'm not thinking of that.
No,
but,
there's been nothing supernatural in the first.
I'm thinking of
season and a
Altered
half.
Carbon, right?
What?
Isn't it the same guy, the same actor?
No.
What?
Babylon Berlin's a foreign show. It's German. All the actors are. There's nobody that's mainstream that you've seen in anything else probably.
thought it was
Altered
the
Carbon's
same
an American
guy,
show.
but- okay.
Altered Carbon has Joel Kinnaman, and then the second season has Anthony Mackie. So
Oh, Babylon
I should-
Berlin was by Tom Tykwer. He was
Yeah.
he did some stuff with what is that movie called? He worked with the Wachowskis quite a bit.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Matrix.
Yeah, and he's had some good movies that he's directed. Run Lola Run. Yeah, I think he's German. Okay.
That's
yeah,
a great show.
Well, I mean, if it's I'll definitely look into Babylon Berlin then.
I mean, you got some other stuff you need to watch first, but you know.
Oh, like what, Landon?
Fleabag
Oh my
season
gosh.
2. Watch it. Just check it out, man. Maybe you would cry. Maybe it'll get some emotional response out of you. I cried during that show.
Hotkeys podcast.
Hey, I'll check it out.
I didn't just cry. I broke down bawling watching that second season.
Oh,
like, I'd
dang.
like pause it and stop. Like,
Wait, really?
For a few minutes.
Dang.
Yeah. There's a scene in the second season that like got a very emotional response out of Landon when he was alone in his hotel room in Montana.
I relate.
Yay.
You relate to Landon being alone in his hotel room?
I mean, I
doesn't?
probably would.
Who
I'd
doesn't
probably
relate
share
to
some
that?
emotions sometimes, but I don't think to the extent that Landon did. Probably. We're getting real.
Have you finished the season then of that show, Landon? Then, or do you have?
I'm halfway through the second season. There's 3 currently on Netflix, and I think the 4th one's being filmed or in production or something. So I think it's one of the better shows to come out of Germany, like that's gotten like picked up traction in America, along with
like
the Dark, and a couple
right?
other ones. Yeah,
German.
it's got one actor is actually from Dark. Is in this show in a few episodes as like a supporting character. So yeah,
Okay.
it's fun. It's fun watching something from a different country too, kind of watching the differences. and
I
how they
like
kinda handle characters.
foreign shows.
I really like foreign.
I was gonna say Will likes foreign shows. if they're animated, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
I didn't mean to switch back or switch away from Broadchurch so quickly, Will, but without, I guess, spoiling too much, do you have like a certain type of anything you want to just touch on real quick with finishing that second season and then starting the season 3?
Yeah, so I really liked season 1 a lot more than season 2 because my main complaints with season 2 is that some of the characters either change or they regress in some ways that made season 1 feel like it didn't matter as much. But I'm not done with the series yet, so it could be like a regression and then a 1 step backward, 2 steps forward kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be a little patient in how I handle some of my complaints with season 2, and I want to finish season 3 before I talk about like any of the recurring character arcs. But as far as the new characters, like I think like Lee Ashworth and Claire are the 2 main new characters. I didn't really find them compelling at all in season 2. They were probably my least favorite part of the season. The new mystery wasn't that great. But
It wrapped
was
up
worth
pretty funny though.
it wrapped up to be sure, and I think the season was really worth it because I really love Alec Hardy's character.
Alec. Yeah.
Alec, yeah, he's like one of my favorite characters in the show. Like he's like top 3 with Olivia Colman's character and the preacher.
Yeah.
So I think it's Paul. Yeah, Paul's a great character. But I mean, it was still like one of the best TV series I've ever seen. It's how do you match the almost near perfection season 1 was? You really can't.
Yeah.
It's like
Season
it's
3
like
is really
it's like
good, too.
it's like getting lightning in a bottle twice. It's impossible, but they did the best they could, and it's still a really good show.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with how they kind of, especially how with how connected it is to that first season as well. You know, being about, you know, the repercussions or the kind of the after effects, I guess, of season 1. So
well, you don't get that a lot in those like in a murder mystery kind of television show or movie. Typically, you have like the reveal. You have the reveal and they find the person, and then it's just.
It's all about who done it.
Clearly, you don't watch Law and Order then.
Stop. No, stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's on to the next case. Like, sometimes they bring some of the characters back on the next case, but like the show is like, no, we're going to deal with the ramifications of what happened here.
Yeah, it takes popcorn murder mystery and crushes into the ground, and it's just like, oh, we're going to do a serious drama about a murder mystery, and it's fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you are sticking with it, and then you don't have much left to go to finish that.
No, I've got 7 episodes left in the whole entire series. So.
Then you can watch Fleabag. Yay!
What if Will finishes it before I do? What if Mick finishes it before I do? Like would you be mad, Landon?
No, because then more people would watch it.
Oh, okay.
I would just be disappointed in you.
Oh no,
that's all.
No, not the big D. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
No.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to touch on before we finish up this week?
I'm good. I feel happy.
Nope. Happy Landon is a happy.
Not a sad Landon.
Yeah. I didn't have a follow up to that. Okay,
happy
well,
Landon is.
If there is nothing else, then thank you so much for listening this week, and we will be back next Sunday. Next Saturday.
We always record Tuesday at 2 a.m., so we'll be back Tuesday at 2
And then we
a.m.
release the podcast on Saturday morning, Saturday evening at 7:53.
Don't we say the date of the episode? So
yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
We're just trying to be as confusing as possible because we
I'm getting confused.
We want to make this as inaccessible as possible. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yay.
And cut.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.